get closer to the election, Senator Barack Obama has shown he has no problem raising funds for his campaign. The Democratic candidate hoping for victory in tomorrow's primaries to seal the deal on his candidacy, with the opposition feeling ready to go. Republican contender Senator John McCain looking to the Republican National Convention for help funding his campaign. So with such diverse monetary abilities, is the race going to just come down to who has the most green? It seems like it always does, right? Joining us now are Sabrin. He's the Republican Senate candidate for New Jersey, and from Washington, well, not actually from Washington, from Washington, D.C. originally. You're not in Washington, D.C. right now. Democratic strategist Lisa Witter. Just wanted to clear that up. You're actually here in the bar.
And she's also broken a bone in Iceland before in her life.
Well, we like to share fun facts. You know, one of the things, Mary, I want to ask you about, because you're doing some of your own fundraising right now.
Sure.
You know, I was looking at some statistics here that John McCain actually raised about $10 million last week in a fundraising in Washington. My question for you is, do you see any effects of the economic downturn and maybe taking away from some of your fundraising abilities?
Well, there's some of that because people are hurting. There's no question about it. The price of gasoline is through the roof. Food is through the roof. Utility prices are through the roof. And for the small donor who gives $25, $50, those are the repeat donors. Those are the donors you really want in a campaign, because you can come back to them every few weeks. They're the core of a campaign because there are hundreds of thousands of them, millions in terms of Obama. He's got a
Well, I was going to say, Lisa, that hasn't been a problem, though, for Obama. If we're going to rely on that as showing kind of our economic health.
No,
that hasn't been a problem.
Absolutely, and this base is energized. If you looked at Oregon yesterday, he turned out 75,000 people to stand in the heat and watch him. I'm feeling really hopeful going through the general that we're going to raise a lot of grassroots money on the Democratic side.
You know, speaking of grassroots money, I mean, that's just what sort of bothers me. As always, I get upset when we talk about the Democrats or the Republicans because, again, the same sort of point. Grassroots money, there are some serious causes out there, and especially right now. We need to be helping people, but people continue to send tens of millions of dollars into these campaigns. Is there ever a chance that people at home realize maybe they should be doing something for the world that's good instead of just funding Democrats and Republicans?
I think people see it as both. I think they see investing in a president that's going to fight for the poor, that's going to help single mothers, that's going to protect the environment. They see that as an investment in their children's future and their family's future. I also see that those people are generous and they're giving to their local humane society and their churches. Americans are generous people and they want to see the world a better place.
Well, you know, at least that's interesting, though. I was also looking at John McCain's campaign is looking to raise $150 million by November. $150 million is our economic stimulus package right now. So you know what? If those candidates were raising $150+ million, we don't need an economic stimulus package. So it's hard for me to get that case of we should be pouring this money to the candidates when we're trying to give checks back to our people to spend money.
I couldn't agree with you more. There's way too much money that goes into politics. Too many consultants are making too much money. And I know Murray and people like me, we're fighting for people to get there. And unfortunately, this is what presidential races are about, and it's only going to get worse. The good thing about the Democrats is we're building it donor by donor, person by person, neighbor by neighbor. We're not doing the big lobbyist checks.
Oh, come on. There's plenty of big lobbying going on the Democrat side. That's ridiculous to say you guys aren't doing that.
But Barack Obama has refused to take money from the big lobbyists, and you see day after day, McCain, people are jumping ship because they have ties to dictators. So it's a difference in the parties. It really is.
The theme here is really the same thing, that it's like, why is it that the political process in this country requires so much capital? Why is it such a capital-intensive process, and we always end up with Republicans and Democrats? Well, when do we finally level this playing field and create a democracy?
Well, we have a democracy. The point is you have to get your message out. It's expensive to go into the media.
But in today's day and age, you got the internet, you got YouTube.
Well, Ron Paul showed that. Ron
those?
Paul showed that you can raise a lot of money, become an internet phenomenon, not have to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on a campaign.
I guess what I'm saying, though, is rather than using the internet to raise money, how about using it to deliver the message itself? Then you don't need to raise money. Then you can let people send their money to charities, and you can actually just use the free distribution of the internet to get your word out.
If you look at the amount of money that's raised, it's really a small portion of the U.S. economy. I mean, it's really infinitesimal.
It's still huge money.
Huge. Sure it is, but it's infinitesimal when you think of what's at stake. We're talking about a $3 trillion budget that the federal government has. And so we want to know, who's going to manage that budget, who's going to manage for the good of the people, as opposed to just spending it on wars that people are getting very upset about, spending it on bridges to nowhere, spending it on boondoggles all over the world.
Republicans and Democrats, as always. We'll let you finish, give you the last word.
Well, I'm really excited about the Democrats going into the future because they're thinking much more than about raising money. You know, if you go either to Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton's website, there's ways to tell a friend, get involved. I'm getting viral emails. There's an amount of energy in this campaign that as a Democrat I haven't seen for 8 years. So we're using the internet in ways we never have been before, and that's exciting.
I can't wait for you guys to actually put real energy into not raising money and using the freedom.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
All right, Lisa,
Thanks,
Murray,
guys.
thanks you guys
Thank
for
you.
joining us today.